We are very excited to announce something new that we, the Archlight team, have been planning and working on aggressively for the past 2 months. We will be introducing something called Archlight Seasons. Seasons are 8 weeks long, where players compete in a fresh economy with completely fresh characters. Players have 8 weeks to progress as far as they can. The farther they progress, the more seasonal badges they can earn. Some examples of achievements are view all 10 lookout points, complete every seasonal quest, slay Brutus the Deceiver. There will be many different achievements that can be easily viewed in game. Each season will be played in its own themed land, a large region in the Archlight world that is disconnected but still connected to the rest of the server. Essentially, characters in the season will still be able to communicate with players on regular Archlight. However, they will not be able to trade with them or see them in-game other than events until the season is over. Additionally, they cannot drop or pick up items in event areas. Archlight seasons will be completely open world and won't use teleporters to get around, other than a few quests. Seasons will be much more RPG focused, however, still have the elements Archlighters know and love. Players can choose to leave a season with their character whenever they want. This will simply require a decision in-game that will take your character to the rest of Archlight. Alternatively, once the season ends, all characters are transferred to the Archlight world. The character you roll over can be used for one of two things. Either you can keep it and use it in the Archlight world as your new main character or an alt, or you can disenchant it. Doing so will break the character down, but giving you a transfer scroll based on the character's strengths. Transferable things will include the character's awakening levels, awakening points, stat points, and skills. You will receive a different transfer scroll for each of these four things. Equipment, items, and seasonal badges can simply be given to your other character once the season is over. Seasonal badges can be spent on improving your current or existing character in many different ways, from power to cosmetic. Some of the things included are seasonal gear, tier 6 and 7 bone and cloud regrade keys, vortex gems, special weapon enchantments, awakening tombs, the ability to upgrade your weapon past plus 30, exclusive seasonal outfits and mounts, and cosmetic changes for your existing spells. These are just some of the ways that you can spend seasonal badges. The motive behind Seasons is that it will allow us to create a populated, returning, and growing player base without the need for any future resets. The plan is that each season will essentially act as a new era, bringing in new players who want to get in at the start and bring back old players to enjoy all the new content, and there'll be a lot of it. And then those characters, escalated, will be rolled into the Arclight main world to compete with all the existing characters. We are also very excited to announce we will be releasing 2 new vocations with this upcoming season, the Corsair and the Rogue. Teaser videos for these classes will be released in the next 2 weeks on our YouTube channel and website. Additionally, at the end of each season, we will have a seasonal PvP tournament. This will be live streamed on Twitch and will have a prize pool based off support during that season. We really want to encourage a more competitive and even PvP scene to really bring out the most skilled players and reward them. There will be 2 tournaments at the end of the season, one being on the Saturday and one being on the Sunday. The tournament on the Saturday will use pre-template characters and can only include one of each class per team. This will mean all teams will be completely balanced in power. The tournament on the Sunday, players will use their seasoned characters and can structure their team in whichever way they see fit. Both tournaments will have sizable prize pools for the top teams and free bonuses for all the teams that enter. Before we make our biggest announcement, which we will save for the end, we will be discussing a few changes we are bringing to Arclight with the new season. We will be completely revamping our current boring prestige system. We added this system in the distant past in the attempt to allow top-tier players to replay old content, experiencing dungeons, and hunting again without having to actually make a new character. However, it has become something that we didn't intend, a system in which players feel forced to go through extensive lengths to constantly maintain a farming ratio of different required items, and grinding the same content over and over just to continue progressing through prestiges. Because of this, we are completely scrapping the prestige system and creating awakening levels. Characters will no longer rebirth to level 8, starting back from the beginning of Arclight, but instead, players will all soft cap at level 2500. Once you reach 2500, your character will stop leveling and begin to awaken, earning awakening experience by any means that you would earn experience normally in Arclight. Additionally, certain items will become tradable for awakening experience. Items such as dungeon medals, gold nuggets, crafting shards, rift shards, and many more. This is to continue to make all items relevant, however, not forcing the player to go through the same repetitive tasks constantly to progress through prestiges, but instead giving the player the flexibility to do whatever he or she wants to do to earn their awakening experience. All dungeons will now have a greater dungeon form. These greater dungeons will only be available for characters that are level 2500. All greater dungeons will have a 12-hour cooldown. Instead of having multiple dungeons that you could run 4 times a day, you will have more, but you can only run them twice a day. The reason for this is we feel having a larger pool of dungeons available, instead of a small pool you repeat over and over, will add a much more dynamic feeling. Additionally, we will be adding all new dungeons from the season as greater dungeons. We plan to also make the current means of getting certain items, like crafting shards, less repetitive and more interactive, including the overall farming, mining, fishing, and crafting system itself, and this will be very possible due to our final announcement. Awakening levels will be earned on an exponential curve, like experience, and will become harder as you progress. However, you'll also unlock access to new locations, quests, spawns, and places to explore by having a higher awakening level. The ultimate goal for the greater dungeons is that they will actually have the option to scale based on the strength of your character or your group, additionally scaling the rewards given, creating constant challenging gameplay no matter what power level you are at. We also will be adding in many higher tier quests, similar to 7 Trials, with challenging fights and group interaction required to complete. Each awakening level will earn the player an awakening point, which can be used to increase the power of your character in many different ways, giving you more control of the path of your character and how you want to play him or her. Leads us to our biggest and final announcement. The Archlight development team has come a hell of a long way from a simple 3 dungeon, 5 quests, and 15 spawn server started out as 2 years ago. We have been up and running with 99.9% uptime other than the short time between the eras for the past 2 years. We have reliably worked on this project for soon over 3 years now and have continued to grow as a development team and are ambitious and working hard towards the future. We don't want this to ever rest as just an OT. We have massive plans for Archlight, and this is a huge step towards those. The Archlight team has committed towards moving away from the standard Tibia client. We have been hard at work to design and complete a very efficient, customizable, and unique game client. This game client will open up many doors previously not available for the Archlight team, including new weapons, armors, item sprites, new custom sprited creatures, even some twice the size of demons, custom spell animations, custom outfits, custom mounts, and even custom environments. One thing we do want to mention is, we understand the bot functionality is a really important part of this. Some of our members actually came originally from the Xenobot and NG community. We have always been a fairly bot-tolerant server, to a degree, and will be adding a built-in integrated bot function with our client. We do want players to understand it will be limited in comparison to Xenobot. It won't completely play for you anymore, and will have limitations. However, it will have the basic functionality that many seek for on a server as busy as Archlight Online. We plan to revamp a lot of the content in Archlight that does feel bot reliant, making it more interactive and less repetitive, in which players feel the need to bot it. To be honest, we had the option to release a poorly optimized client long ago, like many other projects have, but we did not want to jump into limiting ourselves and the players using it. We wanted to do what Archlight attempts to do best, deliver a superior product and stand behind it. This is a big step for us, and we are hoping for your support towards it. Because of this, we've decided to launch an internal Kickstarter through our website. As always, we want to give you full disclosure. We will be able to push forward the client even if we do not hit the goal we have set. However, we want to make it bigger and better than what it is now, and your support allows us to do this. We want this to blow open the doors for us as developers and the Archlight community. The more support we receive towards it, the bigger and better we can make it. We cannot thank you enough for the support and community that has gotten us here. The future is looking bright, and we want you to be a part of it.